Hey, what is up, YouTube and my fellow nerds? The Proud Nerd here, and I'm here to show you my comic book collection, and by God, do I have a lot of comics. Like I said, I'm a nerd and I'm proud of it. Yeah, let's get started. This is a really big box, and yes, it is absolutely full to the top of comics. First, I want to show you the box. I customized this, really nothing to it. When we moved from our old address to the apartment, we used this box to put movies in, and I just crossed that out, wrote comics, wrote my comic books, and wrote awesome comic books. And this, I really love what I wrote here. Star Wars, Batman, Spidey, Green Lantern, Heroes. All of these awesome comics are in this box. And of course, I wrote, this is really comic book accurate, and it brings me back to the 1960s Batman. I wrote bam, pow, kick, punch. Then I wrote comics rule in comic book form. Alright, as Shartimus Prime would say, let's crack this thing open. Love Shartimus Prime, he's awesome. And to kick off, see, before I go any further, look how full this is. I mean, this is full to the top of comics. I have a lot of these things. This is only half of my collection. This isn't all the comics. These are just the comics I personally like. Alright, anyway, kicking off the collection, we have Spider-Man Back in Black. I bought this comic book when I saw Spider-Man 3, and I just fell in love with the black suit. I think this is right around the time that this comic book was written. I love how beautifully drawn all the pictures are in this comic. Holy crap. That is impressive. And if you guys hear me yelling, I apologize. It's my cat. She's being a real pain in the neck. But I love her nonetheless. Holy smokes. This comic is awesome. So yes, I highly recommend this comic. And I'm pretty sure you guys seen me review these. The Spectacular Spider-Man where he versus Doc Ock. The Spectacular Spider-Man where he fights Green Goblin. Venom. Awesome comic. Another Spider-Man comic. And another Spider-Man comic where he fights Vulture. Which was really good. I highly recommend this for any comic book and Spider-Man fan. And I'm sorry if I'm going kind of fast. It's just, I want to kind of conserve on time and all that. And we have a lot of comics to get through, my friends. A lot. But we will get through them together. And one of my personal favorites, and a very good read, it fits the movie to a T and even adds stuff from the novel, because I have both the comic book and the novel of this. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Wow, what a comic! I just want to take a moment to show you guys how awesomely drawn these are. I mean, wow, that is Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker dead on. Wow. And I mean, wow. Look at the shadowing effect of how these are drawn. Really shows Anakin's transformation to the dark side. Love it. If you see this comic online or in a comic book store or just anywhere, pick it up. It's good. It's definitely worth the money. We have Star Wars Dark Empire. I got this at the Star Wars Science Museum convention type thing. Oh no, my comic protector's ripped. Well, at least the comic itself isn't ripped. I just gotta be extra careful with this. Star Wars The Early Adventures and Star Wars Infinites. Read this one, and it is awesome. In this one, Luke goes back to the cave where he fought Darth Vader, or what he thought was Darth Vader, in Empire Strikes Back, and we find out why he failed the first time. It's a very good comic book. If you're a Star Wars fan and you haven't read this one yet, please pick it up. It is so worth it and such a good read. We have Star Wars Black Series! Sorry, I just really love the Black Series, and that is my favorite Darth Vader figure that I own. Oh, I gush like a nerd. Well, I am a nerd, but I gush like the nerd that I am every time I see Star Wars The Black Series action figures. They are awesome. And we have another Star Wars, classic characters, all new Star Wars. Nice. I have not read this one yet, but it looks like a very good read. Star Wars The Clone Wars, we have Darth Maul's brother, Savage Opress. And this is not a comic, but I still really enjoy it. Batman Arkham Knight with exclusive posters inside of it. This is pretty cool. The Elder Scrolls Online, Skyrim. Gonna play that as soon as I get the chance. And we have one of my all-time favorite Batman comics, The Killing Joke. This is such a classic. And believe it or not, I got this for like $1. $1 at Salvation Army. I wasn't even looking for a comic book that day. I just happened to be walking by and I saw this picture of the Joker and I'm like, hey, what's this? And I started scrolling through it, or looking through it, and I'm like, hey, it's a Batman comic book, and a pretty darn good one. And I love this one because it shows a flashback of when he was the Red Hood and when he became Joker. So yes, this is definitely probably one of my top all-time favorite Batman comics. Here we have Batman, R.I.P., and Batman and Green Lantern team up. Pretty dang cool. Gotta love that. And this one I got from Barnes & Noble. Batman, Jekyll and Hyde, where he battles Two-Face. This really isn't so much of a comic as it is a graphic novel, because believe me, it is graphic. I'll just show you an example. The grittiness of the way it's drawn. Two-Face looks very grotesque, but a very good read. I love it. I recommend it. And we have probably what is my favorite Batman comic, Going Sane. After killing Batman, what's a madman left to do? And I did mention this comic when I was reviewing Batman and Joker, the figures. This is probably my favorite Batman comic book. I highly recommend that. And this one is a callback to his early days, as depicted by the cover, Detective Comics. Notice how it's not even called Batman, it's just called Detective Comics. I think that's pretty cool. And this was my very first Batman comic that I've ever owned. I also got this one at Salvation Army with a bunch of other comics that I was not interested in. And we have Green Lantern, Revenge of the Green Lanterns, plural. And I think I've read this one, or at least started reading it. I don't know, I'm gonna read that one tonight. And we have another Green Lantern comic book from Free Comic Book Day. Green Lantern, super spectacular. And wow, big comic book. Oh, holy crap, look at that. That is pretty cool, I will admit. And now we're diving into Superman. Superman, Man of Steel, the Killer of Time. Superman, the 10-Cent Adventure. And this one I found at a hospital. Yes, I was at a hospital one night and this was just sitting there and I'm like, hey, it's Superman, I'll take that. I asked them if I could have it, and they're like, yeah. And this Beast Wars Transformers comic book came with the Rat Trap figure that I bought. And we got Heroes Volume 1 and Volume 2. And does it look just like the show? Yes. It is just like the show, and it is awesome. So, that is all my comic books, and I told you, I have a lot. Boy, do I have a lot, but I am so proud to own each and every one of these. Hope you guys liked the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. I will leave a link in the description below. Alright, this is the Proud Nerd saying, stay nerdy. Peace.